Let's talk about the air in your home. And I don't just mean if it's hot or cold. I mean, what are you actually breathing? We're about to dive into a piece of tech that completely rethinks home comfort, your health, and even how smart your home can be. This is all about the TCL FreshIN 3.0, and trust me, it's different.
But, before we jump into all that new stuff, let's take a second to remember the old way. We all have experience with traditional air conditioners, and let's be real, we're all very familiar with the little annoyances that come along with them.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The AC's been blasting for hours and the room gets, well, it gets stale, kind of stuffy. That's because all it's doing is churning the same old air around again and again.
And oh, the noise, that endless humming sound, or that clunk when the compressor finally kicks in. It's just enough to mess with a really good night's sleep, isn't it? Then you've got that direct blast of freezing air. It feels amazing for a second, but try sitting under it for a while. It gets really uncomfortable, and it's especially not great for kids or older folks in the house.
And here it is, the big one, that feeling in your stomach when the power bill shows up. Running an old air conditioner can seriously feel like you're just lighting cash on fire just to stay cool.
So you've got stuffy air, you've got noise, uncomfortable drafts, and sky-high bills. It sounds like a lot of problems to tackle. But what if there was one single device that could fix every single one of them?
And that's our cue. This is where the TCL FreshIN 3.0 steps in. The very first thing you need to get is that calling this thing just an air conditioner, well, that really doesn't even begin to cover it.
Here's the whole idea behind the TCL FreshIN 3.0. It's not one thing, it's three. It's a super efficient air conditioner, yes, but it's also a high-end air purifier and a fresh air ventilation system, all packed into one sleek machine. It's basically a total air solution for your home.
So, let's kick things off with what I think is the most groundbreaking part of the TCL FreshIN 3.0. Its focus on the health of the air you breathe. This is a total game changer. The magic behind it is TCL's FreshIN technology. So instead of just recycling that stale indoor air, it actually goes outside, pulls in fresh air, but then, and this is the key part, it purifies it, gets it to the exact temperature you want, and then gently releases it into the room. You end up with more oxygen and a way healthier space to live in.
So how do you even know it's working? Well, the TCL FreshIN 3.0 makes the invisible visible. It's got a built-in TVOC sensor that's always sniffing the air for harmful stuff. And then, this display ring gives you a simple color-coded update. If it's blue, you're golden. Yellow means it's okay, and orange tells you the system is getting to work on some unhealthy air. It's literally peace of mind you can see.
The secret weapon for getting that air so clean is the Quadrupuri filtration system. And listen, this is not your typical flimsy dust filter. This is a serious, 4-layer defense system against all kinds of nasty stuff floating in the air.
Let's break it down really quick. Layer 1 grabs the big things, like dust and hair. Layer 2 uses silver ions to take out bacteria. Layer 3, and this is a big deal, is a true HEPA filter. That's the gold standard for trapping those tiny, harmful PM 2.5 particles and allergens. And the final layer is a high-density filter for any superfine dust that's left. That's what real, comprehensive purification looks like.
Okay, so you get all this amazing fresh air tech. It's got to be loud, right? Nope. In its fresh air mode, the TCL FreshIN 3.0 runs at a mind-bogglingly quiet 16 decibels.
So what on earth does 16 decibels sound like? It's literally as quiet as a needle dropping on the floor. Just think about that for a second. That means you can have perfectly fresh, clean air without any distracting noise. It's absolutely perfect for light sleepers, a baby's room, or really just anyone who loves a quiet home.
All right, so the TCL FreshIN 3.0 gives us healthy, clean, and super quiet air. But what about that dreaded electricity bill? Well, this is where the story gets even better.
This chart says it all, really. Just upgrading from an old-school AC to a standard inverter saves you a ton of energy, like 75%. But look at what the TCL FreshIN 3.0 does. Its smart TAI algorithm is constantly learning and optimizing, saving you an additional 37% or more on top of that. That's not just an improvement, it's a massive leap in efficiency.
And it's not just one thing. It's a whole energy management system. It's got the best-in-class A++ energy rating. It has that brilliant TAI algorithm working in the background. You can actually watch your power consumption in real time on the app. And get this, if you have spotty power, there's a Gen mode to intelligently manage the power draw. The TCL FreshIN 3.0 puts you in complete control of your energy usage.
And that level of control brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, all the smart, intuitive features that make the TCL FreshIN 3.0 just so easy to live with.
Now check this out. Picture this. The Smart Arrive and Leave Home mode uses your phone's location. When you leave the house, it turns itself off to save power. Then, when it sees you're getting close to home again, it automatically turns back on, so you walk through the door into a perfectly comfortable room. It's not reactive, it's proactive comfort.
And the smarts just keep coming. Of course, you can control it with a TCL Home app or with Google and Alexa. But how cool is this? It has offline voice control, so you can still talk to it even if your internet goes down. It also learns your personal habits, has a light sensor that automatically dims the display at night, and this is insane. It's built like a tank, designed to work in crazy temperatures, from a blazing 66 degrees Celsius down to a freezing -25.
So when you put all of that together, the health benefits, the incredible efficiency, the smart intelligence, you start to see that the TCL FreshIN 3.0 isn't just a better air conditioner, it's something else entirely. It's in a new category.
Let's just put it head-to-head for a second. Does your old AC bring in fresh air from outside? Nope. Does it have a sensor to tell you if your air is clean? Not a chance. Can it run at a whisper-quiet 16 decibels? Absolutely not. And does it have a 4-stage HEPA filtration system? Not even close. You see, the TCL FreshIN 3.0 is just playing a completely different sport.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. After seeing that it's actually possible to have a single device that cools, purifies, brings in fresh air, saves a ridiculous amount of energy, and intelligently fits into our lives, is just making a room colder really good enough anymore?